Hi friends, it's Sam here today, and today I wanted to play with the new Glamlite and Scooby-Doo collab palettes. I figured we would do a look on each eye, palette on each eye situation. So if you are interested, continue watching. If you are new to my channel, hi, I'm Sam. I'm a makeup enthusiast and I make lots of beauty content like this. If you are interested in seeing more content like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Do not forget. And the notification bell so you can come back and see more content with me. And let's get started. I am starting with a bare face. I don't know. Sometimes I start with, most of the time I think I start with my base and then I do my eyes last. But every once in a while, I feel like changing it up. So today's the day. I'm going to do a look on each eye. So I think we're going to use this green one, which is called Scooby. No, it's not. It's called Raggy. And this is the one I think we'll do on this eye. And then we will use the purple one, which is called Creeps and Crawls palette on this side. And this is what she looks like. I only like purples usually when I do a purple and green look. So that's probably what we'll do over on this side. And then on the other side, let's take a quick gander. So this is what this one looks like. I want to do a purple and green look on this side too. Compare and contrast of the purple and greens in each palette because I just feel like that's what my heart desires. So let's go in with some eyeshadow primer. We're going to use my good old Milani eyeshadow primer. I try to use this on the majority of my eyeshadow review videos so that way I can kind of keep it consistent. And we can see if there's any real changes because I feel like when you switch up your base, certain bases do work better with certain formulas, which is helpful to know, but it also, not everybody has 17 different primers, a primer for every type of formula. They have one primer that they use for everything, like myself. And so I feel like it's not as realistic. And I feel like if you're always using the perfect base per palette, then you don't get to see when it does misbehave. My daughter just came and asked me, "Hey mom, who sings that ABC song?" I was like, "Michael Jackson." She's like, "I'm watching him right now." I'm like, "What?" And I look at her tablet. There's a little show on Netflix called Motown Magic. And majority of the songs are like Michael Jackson type music from Motown days. So it's kind of funny. And I'm just drinking some room temperature water because I cannot handle cold water. I know a lot of people out there are probably gasping, but I cannot handle cold. So normally I like to use a big fluffy brush like this, but because I'm using such bold colors, I want to be a little bit more cautious. So I'm going to use a fluffy brush that's just a little bit smaller. These are BH cosmetic brushes that they no longer sell, so I apologize in advance. I haven't even swatched these yet. So I think the first shade I want to go in is this lime green and just take that just above my crease because of my eye shape. I tried to make my eyes appear larger, so I utilize all the space that I have here, especially because I have like hooded lids. So we're gonna go above the crease. And I feel like if you use a like a base, like a not an eyeshadow primer, but like the base primers, this will probably be a lot more vibrant, but because it's not showing up as vibrant on my complexion, I'm just gonna pack it on instead of blending right away because that's gonna give me the most impact. All right, that looks really pretty. I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see a little better. There we go. So the color is definitely pigmented. It's definitely showing up. It's there. But I definitely had to pack it on just because I'm using a normal transparent eyeshadow base. If you're using something like a P. Louise, or I think Revolution, Makeup Revolution has stuff like that. There's so many brands. A lot of indie brands sell them as well, like a Sigma eye stick. Those kind of bases is going to pop a lot more, but obviously because I'm using something more transparent and my lids are already tan, it's not going to show up right off the bat, but that pigmentation is ideal for what I'm expecting. So the next shade I'm going to go into is this one right here. It's like a teal. And I wish the shades had names. They don't have names. They just have these like little numbers on them. I don't mind that, but for the sake of like YouTube and sharing with you guys, it makes it a little difficult. All right, so now I'm gonna go into that teal shade. I touched one of those sparkles and then got it. Forgot I touched it and touched my eye. It was like disaster. And I'm just going in this time with that M506 because it's much smaller. And I like to pack in this part of my eye because I don't know why, but I always have problems with shadow sticking there. And if you have eyelids like mine where there's a fold, but you still want the shadow to be seen here, try really hard to do your makeup not looking down initially so that you can see where it lands when the eyes open. And I am getting some fallout here, as you can see. So for that reason, I'm happy I started first. And you can see when I open my eye, there's like that ring. Now I'm going to pack and fill that in. I just want to plot out the shape while my eye is open, because you can kind of fill in the rest. It's kind of like that whole idea of when you do a wing, you do the outside first and then you essentially go back in and fill in the lines. That's essentially what I'm doing. So I'm going to kind of clean off the brush here and I'm going to blend the edges of that, because I want them to have like a gradient. I don't want it to just be very harsh color change. So I'm going to go in with the brush that I initially put the green on and just blend. There we go. I think I like that. All right, so I'm dying to use this shimmer right here because I didn't like fully swatch it, but I did like a little tap and it's like a dual chrome. It's like a purple with a blue. Really, really pretty. I'm going to go in with this over the lid. I might go in to the dark, dark purple to deepen out the outer corner a little, but I want to see what it looks like before I go ahead and do that. And then I am tapping it, kind of blurring the edges what the sparkles are. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to go in because I feel like that teal is not dark enough with that purple. So we're going to take the dark, dark purple, which is right here, and go over the teal. But I'm not going to cover it completely. I'm going to keep the edges as much as I can, because I do think it's purple. I mean, pretty. It's purple. Guess we're going to see how these layer. They do at all. Because of the folds, I'm going to kind of like lift my lid a little to kind of get in there. I don't know if you guys can see, like, right there. It looks a little patchy to me. Okay, I think I actually finessed it enough that I'm actually happy because you can still see the colors. It was getting a little patchy in here, and I don't know how much of that was me trying to blend or if it's just where my eye creases, because I feel like that is kind of where I have the most folding on my lid. But we made it work. So now I want to take actually this shade here. It's a green with like a lime. I'm just going to put that. I don't know what I'm doing. I want to put it right here. Just a little, you know? You can see that? I think it looks pretty. I'm doing a little too much, but I'm just excited. And then lastly, we're going to take that lime green shimmer and put that in the inner corner. So far, I'm actually kind of happy because I got worried for a second there that I was like, just doing too much. I was doing too much. I do feel like that lime color is not as strong there. I don't know if it like warmed up a little to my skin, but we're going to pack a little bit more of that on. I can see it on my skin. I just feel like the color warmed up a little. Yeah, I feel like with my complexion, it probably would be better to put an eye base underneath. I can still see it. It's there, but I feel like it warmed up. So I'm going to clean the under eye up, and then we'll do the other side, and then I'll finish my face last so it can just be 2 eyes. All right, so we did this side with the Roro Raggy palettes. Now we're going to get into the Creeps and Crawls palette. All right, and I think the first thing I want to go in is this. It's a purple, but it's like a lilac color into the crease first. That'll be a good start. And let's find another one of those brushes. Wow, and that really, I mean, the camera might not catch how vibrant that is, but in person, it is extremely vibrant. Like, that's a beautiful pastel for like my complexion. I feel like springtime, I could put this all over the lid and call that a look. It's so pretty. Oh, I love it. Oh, that's so pretty. This is why the ice cream palette is like one of my favorites, because the pastels in there are like beautiful like this. And they're so pigmented, but like not ashy whatsoever. Damn, that looks so pretty. I wasn't going to go into the dark purple. I was thinking of going into the dark blue, but like that purple, I don't even really like purple eyeshadow that much, but that is giving me everything. So you know what? I am going to go into the dark purple in this palette as well. I feel like purples are known to quote unquote be like very hard to formulate and stuff too. So if we can make the purples work, right? That says something. Oh my God, look at that. It's so pigmented. And that goes nicely. I can just swipe that on too. I'm not like packing it like the green. I'm getting out of control. Let's go back into the purple and try to tame it on that outer edge, because I think I went a little further than I would have liked. All right, that did it. All right, so for the crease shade, let's do this beautiful teal in the middle. Don't really like to do swatches before playing with the palette, even though sometimes it is just helpful to do that. God, so... What? Okay, that is gorgeous. And I kind of tap the edge to kind of give it that like transparent shimmer effect in it. Blends the edges a little. That is gorgeous. Now this palette does not have like an inner corner shade, so I am going to go in the Roro Raggy palette and pull out that lime green to go on the inner corner, because there's not one in there. So we're going to go again back into this one and use that on the inner corner. All right, so these are the looks. We're going to paint the rest of our face so we can see it all done with mascara. And I'll tell you what I think. Okay, guys, this is the final look. I'm really, really happy with them. I feel like I was so worried about that lime green showing up, but it looks great. I think with the mascara, it really makes it pop and jump off the skin. The palette worked amazing. The only thing I would say is expect a lot of fallout. So I'm glad that I did my eyes first, even though I didn't initially have the inclination that I was going to do that. Um, expect that. Besides that, it didn't have much kick up in the palette. The shimmers I feel like are slightly different than shimmers they had before. Not extremely different, but just a tad more emollient than they normally are. So definitely wear some kind of eyeshadow primer underneath, because if you tend to have creasing, this will likely grease on you unless you have a good eyeshadow base or primer on your eyes to kind of help the longevity. Just in case if you were wondering what's on my cheek, I ended up using an Unearthly cosmetic blush. I believe this one is called Punch. It's the purpley one, but it does go on very pink. And then I wanted to use a multi-chrome highlighter, and I brought out my Kaleidos Prophecy. I put a little bit on, and then I remembered that I had the Michaela Glamlite little trio here. So I ended up going in with this one called Starstruck, and it's like bluish purple. I didn't buy the one that came with the Scooby-Doo collection because, to be honest, I don't wear these kind of highlighters all the time, but I think it looks really, really pretty on my skin, and I don't feel like I have like, you can see the highlight when it's dead on, but I don't see a cast. So I don't know if that's just in the viewfinder, and when I watch this post, it's going to look crazy, but from what I can tell, it looks great. So, I might reach for this Michaela palette a little bit more, but it's typically not a vibe that I go for on a regular, but I think this looks really, really cute. I'm really happy with this collection. I think Scooby-Doo is so cute. When I was a kid, I watched Scooby-Doo. My oldest, who's now 13, when she was little, she loved Scooby-Doo. And now my two other kids love Scooby-Doo. So it's been a long part of our story here in the Rossi household. And yeah, it looks really, really cute. I'm so happy with the looks. And this was fun. If you like this video, please don't forget to hit the like button. If you didn't like it, go ahead, hit the unlike button. That's okay. Tells me what to do or not do next time. And until next time, thank you so very much for spending your time with me. And until next time, love you guys. Bye.